Good evening from a cycle path north of Perth. This is a balmy 37-degree day. My name is Tack. Out there behind me is a pathway to success. And this is the Ironman. Today, I thought I'd talk to you about seeking help. So, part of my drive is to help people who have PTSD, anxiety, depression, stress, primarily from being first responders, but anyone, and I mean anyone with those conditions. I'd love you to be part of my journey, and hopefully what I'm going through can help you through yours. So today I've already cycled into the city, 30 odd Ks in 37 degrees heat. I've had my medical appointment and now I'm headed back home. Thankfully it's cooled down a bit because we're coming into the city. That was bloody hot, but we're sitting around about, I reckon, 33, 34 degrees now. And I should have wind behind me, but we'll see. So I said this was going to be about seeking help. So the easiest way for me to encourage you to get help is to tell you about me. The medical appointment I've just had was with my awesome psychiatrist. Now, as soon as you say that word to people, you see some people run for cover. You see some people go, "Oh, don't want to know you," because the stigma that is attached with seeing a psychiatrist is, quite frankly, insane. If you had a minor skin cancer, you'd go and see an oncologist. If you had serious stage 4 lung cancer, you'd probably see the same oncologist. When you have some issues that are mental health related and you need the support of a psychiatrist, then you go and see him. If you are completely mentally unwell, and bless those people who have such ailments, unfortunately, but you probably still see the same psychiatrist. So it's a scale thing. Now, I am not what I'd term sectionable, and I'm not out with some serious mental disorders. But what I do have is something called chronic encapsulated post-traumatic stress disorder. So let's break that down so it's understandable. The chronic side of things. Well, you either have acute or you have chronic. Acute PTSD is where it lasts for less than 3 months. The symptoms last for less than 3 months. I think this is right. This is going off my own studies and knowledge of what's been happening to me. Chronic PTSD is where it happens for more symptoms occur for more than 3 months. So that is pretty simple. Now, the encapsulated part, not so simple, but I'll try. So, the encapsulated part is where I've had multiple traumas that are all individual to themselves, that in some people could have set off PTSD just after one. But I've got these things all encapsulated. And the problem occurs for me when I have other traumatic experiences, and the encapsulated traumas are basically like a minefield, and the new trauma sets all those mines off. So it becomes a bit of an issue and it's part of complex post-traumatic stress disorder. So this is the bit which explains everything, which is the PTSD. Post, well, that's after. Traumatic, that's the trauma. Stress, yeah. We don't all understand what stress is, but how that presents itself in everyone is different. And it is a disorder. So that's me. Chronic encapsulated PTSD. Now I'm puffing for sure. I just had a couple of kilometres in with 4 other cyclists, and we were seriously pushing each other. That was fun. So, where was I? Yeah, talking about my chronic encapsulated PTSD. And so for that, I see a psychiatrist. And I can tell you now, he's awesome. Now, please, for those of you who think you may be suffering from something like this and you're not getting help, do not see it as a sign of weakness. You know, I'm not exactly a weak bloke. And I can tell you now, the specialists who I see also see some of our most heroic and toughest military operators that we've got, and I have to say, anywhere within the world. Now, when I was in the military, I wasn't special forces, but I managed to have the grace and fortune to work with some of these guys, both the British SAS and the British SBS. And I was on the receiving end of some rather nice treatment from some German mountain troops during one of my survival training expeditions. Now these guys are as tough as they get, and they still experience PTSD. So let me tell you, it is not a sign of weakness. It is just what human brains do, and it can hit absolutely anyone. So don't think of it as a bad thing. Don't think of it as a weakness. Don't think that you're crazy or that you are psychotic. You just need a little bit of help. And the right specialists can do that for you. Now, as I've said before, the easiest way to get that help is to first go and see your GP and discuss your issues with them, and then get a referral on to a specialist. Alternatively, if you're a frontline responder, then your agency, your force, your business unit should have some form of employee assistance program or a health and welfare unit that may even have their own psychology unit that you can self-refer to. So I've just stopped off here on the way home. This is Lake Jingle, and there's the black swans. Like, there's got to be a good 100 plus, 200 maybe, black swans out there. They are awesome. Now you are going to get some people who don't want to know you anymore, because you are seeing a psychiatrist, because you're seeing a psychologist, because you have mental health issues. And trust me when I say that in everyone's life there is dead wood, and sometimes you need to clear that dead wood out. So those people who don't want to know you, seriously, good riddance to them, because you are better off without them, and that you will find your true friends will come up, they will step up, they will be there for you, and you'll also make new friends. Back on the bike again. Something to be aware of is the relationships you have with your psychiatrist and your psychologist. Now, you're going to end up disclosing almost certainly things to them that even your best mates don't know. And it sort of feels like you're treating practitioners and becoming your friends. But you have to remember that there is a clinical framework in place where they're there to look after you and care for you, and you have to make sure that you don't try and blur the boundary between clinician and patient, and that one of friendship. So just be aware of that, because although I haven't come across it, I'm aware of other instances where people have stepped over that boundary, and it causes all sorts of problems for all sorts of people. So, back to the happy side. I'm cycling, and it's cooled down a lot. I'm on the path along Lake Joondalup. During the daytime in the summer, this path can be relentlessly hot, but it's cooled right down now, which is beautiful. Just have to keep an eye out for snakes. If I ride over one of those, it'll whip round and try and have a snap at my leg. And the last thing I need to do is end up in hospital with a tiger snake bite. So to end on a cheery note, as of today, I've got 45 subscribers to my YouTube channel. That's fantastic. I hope you're enjoying the content. If there's anything you think I could be talking about, please message me. And please remember to like the videos, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and share with anyone you think may benefit from listening to me whittle on and chat about the benefits of keeping fit for both your body and your mind. So until tomorrow, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you then. Ta-da!